Hello, welcome. Today I have another ink sample review for you. And this one is by IWI. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but it's IWI. It's their Color of Nature collection, and it's the beginning of spring. And I have one other color in this collection called Cold Dew. It's like a gray color. So I'm excited to try this different one. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but it looks kind of greenish yellow maybe. And yes, this is definitely a very bright, fresh, yellowy green. This is really pretty. All right, let's go ahead and do some swirls. And I think I can get an Amazon affiliate link for this. If I can, I'll leave that link down below. Otherwise, I will find another link for you. But I got my other bottle of this, the Cold Dew color. I got that off of Amazon. Okay, this is beginning of spring. And it's by IWI. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set this under the fan to dry, and I will be right back. Give you a quick look at that. I'll be right back. All right, so first we're going to test this out on some copy paper, and of course, as you know, I like to test these out on copy paper because sometimes you don't have access to anything else. Maybe you are at work or school and all you have handy is some cheap paper and you just want to know if this is going to look good, if it's going to behave. Beginning of spring. This is copy paper. All right, so I don't see any major fading or many major feathering or any other issues, but we'll let that dry and see how that looks. And then we're going to test this on some HP 32. And HP 32 is just another type of copy paper, but it's smoother and resists the ink, and the ink tends to show off more of its special properties on this paper than it does on normal copy paper. So it's a nice budget-friendly option. Okay, beginning of spring. Okay, and this is HP 32. All right, there we go. And if there are any other colors that you'd like to see me review, just leave a comment, and if I have the ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a video. There's that. It's looking pretty good so far. And here is some Tomo River paper, and Tomo River paper is great because it typically shows off the different properties of the ink really well, so I always like to include it. There we go. Okay, beginning of spring. And this is Tomo River. There we go. And if you like these videos or if they're helpful to you at all, go ahead and like and subscribe so you can see more. All right, there we are. That's how that looks. And I'm going to go check on our swatch real quick and see if it's dry. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. So here's how the swatches came out. This is on copy paper. This is a very, very bright, very yellowy green color. It's very nice, actually. I don't think I have any other colors like this, so this is fantastic. I will say this might work good as like a highlighter color maybe, but I mean, it's totally legible. In real life, this is extremely legible. So I don't see any issues with using this on, you know, like as a journal or whatever color. So no issues with legibility whatsoever. And in real life, this definitely is leaning on the green side of yellow, very, very green yellow. So I don't know if the camera picks it up as a yellow or a green, but it's definitely a green, just a very yellowy green. And then here it is with HP 32 paper. Get that straightened out there. All right, so it's a little bit more saturated here and a little bit more on the green side of things slightly. And then you could definitely see some really nice shading in here from that yellow green to more of a slightly less yellow green. And you can see here on the lines, they start out kind of yellow and then turn green towards the ends. And anyways, this is a very, very, very nice color. especially if you're looking for something very different. This is a great one. And then here it is on Tomo River, and you can see here how it has this beautiful halo shading, and around the writing as well. It totally looks different because of that halo shading. So you kind of see, compared to, whoops, let me show you a little bit closer here, compared to the other papers, it's more of an outline, which is kind of neat. So you get the yellow, and then you get that green, like the yellow green, and then you get the slightly more green shade of yellow green around it. Very, very pretty. This is a fantastic color if you want something completely different, and also something that's going to look a little different on different papers. And then here is how the swatch came out. And this is bizarre because for some reason on this swatch paper, it shows feathering. And normally on the swatches, we don't get feathering. So that was kind of interesting, but you do see this dark green getting pulled out from the yellowy colors. And you can see how this is almost like a neon. And then as you get down here, you get a little bit more of that green, and then you've got this weird, I know it's feathering, but you've got this really nice, like, deep forest green kind of getting pulled out of the edges there. And you can see here, even though it is feathering, you can see how that green is showing around the edging of the writing. So this is really cool. And I'll kind of compare it, just because the swatch did come out so different. We'll compare it here to the Tomo River. You can see how it's kind of doing the same thing with that feathering, and how this compares to the HP 32. So anyways, I just thought it was interesting how different the swatch came out compared to the papers that we tested it on. But anyways, hopefully this was helpful to you, and thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.